This is The Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
Be helpful if I put myself right back in the stage. Good morning, Tuscaloosa, Internet World, West Alabama. How are we doing today on a Friday? Happy Friday. Happy weekend. You have made it through the first month of the year. Only 11 more months until we get into 2027. So get on your high horse. If you've got things that you wrote down around Christmas time, you need to make sure that you're doing it. The first month of the year is almost over. It's the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com. We're live in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios. We're on the Bama Central YouTube channel, on the Bama Central Facebook page. You're listening to us, hopefully, on Apple Podcast, Amazon, Spotify, Red Circle, BUBBL. Wherever you get your podcasts, you can find the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. The program is brought to you by Derek Daniel State Farm Insurance. Call him for all of your insurance needs at 205-758-3391. Like a good neighbor, Derek Daniel is there. You can call for all of your insurance needs. The program is also brought to you by Purple Turtle Roofing. You can call Purple Turtle Roofing at 877-787-6635 for your free roof inspection today. Look, if you had some ice over last weekend and the start of the week, you want to make sure that your roof is still in good shape. Call Purple Turtle Roofing at 877-787-6635. Really, anywhere in the state of Alabama. They'll go anywhere in the southeast, but particularly in the state of Alabama, you can call them. They'll give you a free roof inspection. Make sure that your roof is still in great tip-top shape after the ice, after the rain, after the mild snow that happened over the week. We appreciate Purple Turtle Roofing for sponsoring the program. Let them give you the peace of mind that you deserve. So call them at 877-787-6635. Like we said, we're here in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios with our friend Theo Fernandez. You can find Theo Fernandez at Theo Fernandez _ on the Twitter machine, writing all things Alabama athletics on BamaCentral.com, covering a lot of Alabama athletics for WVUA 23, anchoring on their sports desks every now and then. And he joins us in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios. We're going to talk about Chris Kapilovic and Kalen DeBoer, his comments down at the Senior Bowl, basically insinuating we just got to get better. It's part of a total evaluation of the offensive line room. We will read you his quotes verbatim, and we'll talk about that. We will talk about Hollywood Smothers quoting and making some comments about his transfers from NC State to Alabama for a day and a half, then is at Texas, lands, and ultimately is going to play for the Texas Longhorns next season. He explained why Alabama wasn't the right fit for him and why Texas is. And it's not about NIL, of course. And then we're going to finish the show by talking about the Florida Gators. We're going to see if Alabama basketball can get 2 in a row. We're going to speculate on the health status of everyone. We'll hear from NATO. It's at 12:15 right there in the Coleman Coliseum media room before they travel down to Gainesville for Sunday's matchup, Sunday at noon. First off tangent, Theo, Sunday at noon, terrible time for a basketball game.
Why's that?
Because I'm just speaking for me personally. You got church right across the street, and church lets out right at noon. Okay. Usually, we do an 8:30 service, an 11 o'clock service. I help out just a little bit with both of them, but we end at noon. Usually people are out of the sanctuary about 12:05, 12:10, and then I've got to get home, which is about 3 minutes, not very much on the travel. But by the time I am home, the game will be at the 12-minute mark in the first half. And I don't know, Saturday basketball is fine. Saturday basketball works for me. 11 a.m. game, 1 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon, 6, 7, 9 on a Saturday. Just noon. And I know the NFL kicks off at noon, but I missed the first little bit of every Bears game because I'm at church and doing my thing, trying to get home. By the time I get home, the game's already in the second or third drive. So I feel the same way about the NFL, even though it starts at noon as well. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, now Sunday at 12. I get out of mine church right at 11.
Oh, perfect.
So
okay.
It is perfect. I go home, I make breakfast, and then I'm eating breakfast while watching the beginning of every game. So no, I thought Sunday at 12 has always been the perfect time, but yeah, I guess the 1 hour later would
totally
probably
just
kill that a
personal.
little bit.
It's a personal choice. I mean, they make all their television decisions based on my personal schedule. So
As they should.
just putting that out there to the powers that be at the SEC, at ESPN, at ABC. Hey guys, we got to bump this to about a 12:30 start.
I'm just happy that we get Sunday college basketball back with football being out of the equation, because college basketball has a serious problem with not spacing out their games. Like, you'll go on a Saturday and on a Tuesday, and you'll have too many games to watch. Like, I will watch every meaningful matchup, whether it's a big clash, whether it's the mid-major I really want to watch, whether it's go St. Louis Billikens, who are having such a fun season.
Billikens?
I try to watch every St. Louis game. But
what a great mascot name, the Billikens.
Yeah, no, and Robbie Avila is phenomenal. Yeah, Billikens are it's like an old I forget what exactly it is. It was like an old like doll type like spirit thing from like old folklore or something. I forget exactly what a Billiken is.
A Billiken, as the official mascot, is representing a mythical good luck figure known as the god of things as they ought to be. Created in 1908 by art teacher Florence Pretz, this impish, smiling creature with pointed ears was adopted by SLU around 1910 and is believed to bring good luck to the university's sports teams.
Yeah, so basically like a good gremlin, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a good description.
But yeah, no, I'm just happy that our matchups are spread out a little.
The opposite of the Duke Blue Devil.
Yeah, in a world full of Blue Devils, go be a Billiken.
That's right. I'm with you there. Awesome. Well, so we'll get to the basketball game here at the end, but let's start with football, and let's start with what we left on the table yesterday, as Chris Kapilovic was replaced this past week by Adrian Clem. Last Friday about 6:30, 7 o'clock, you had the announcement or the news kind of released that Chris Kapilovic was not going to be retained, and then it took till about Monday, Tuesday of this past week, they named Adrian Clem as the new offensive line coach. The reports suggest, obviously, you haven't got the Alabama announcement yet. You haven't got the press release yet, so it still could fall apart. But all signs indicate that Adrian Clem and the University of Alabama are finalizing their positions to make him the next offensive line coach. Wednesday, Coach Kalen DeBoer is down in Mobile for the Senior Bowl. You had Tim Keenan down there, I believe. Deontay Lawson pulled out, didn't he?
Most of the guys pulled out.
Deontay pulled out. Several guys pulled out because of injury. Jeremy's still down there, right?
No, Jeremy backed out.
Daggum.
It's just
Tim Keenan?
Just Tim Keenan, LT, and I think Cuevas. I think
it's yes. When we saw LT go viral this week for losing a pass rushing rep to the Auburn Tigers tackle, which
also he's 3 inches shorter than he was measured at.
Well, that doesn't surprise me one bit. Yeah. He and Diego Pavia.
Mm-hmm.
LT
Overton is not 6'5".
I was never moved by LT. In his 2 years that he was here. He was a fine player. Not somebody that I was dog cussing for you stink so bad, but like nobody that I was holding up over my head like he's gonna mess you up. He's a great player. I was never moved by him.
I could see him being a rotational piece at the next level.
Right.
I don't think he's anything. Yeah.
People put him in mock drafts in the first round this past, early fall, and I sometimes saw that little orange C logo next to his name, and I thought, no, please no.
I honestly think Josh Cuevas could end up having the best career out of those three guys that are here, as far as he's a guy that I could see really sticking around, and even if you're not pulling in a ton of yards and receptions, which I think he could play a solid role. I mean, his impact is big.
Yeah, I think Josh Cuevas can have an 8-year NFL career.
Yeah.
8 years, being a special teamer, being the third tight end on a team, being a seventh option in the passing game.
Mm-hmm.
You forgot about Josh Cuevas, and he just, how the Rams have like 15 tight ends, and every single game, it's like one of the 15 tight ends had a big play or a big reception, and you're like, dang, I forgot about that guy.
Yeah, or he's on the field for a third down, and it's like, oh man, how did we let? Yeah, Cuevas could have some nice football ahead of him.
We guarded Jamar Chase, we guarded T. Higgins, we didn't guard Josh Cuevas. Dang it. Yeah, that's kind of how I see him. 8 years for him. LT, we'll see what happens with that. But we're down in the Senior Bowl, and Kalen DeBoer follows the Nick Saban tradition. Come on, we gotta compliment him every time he follows the tradition of doing an interview. Nick Saban used to go down to the Senior Bowl and do a scrum style press availability, and that's exactly what Kalen DeBoer did down there in Mobile. Second year doing that, so he hasn't changed everything, folks. Just kidding. And he was asked about Chris Kapilovich. He was asked about changing the offensive line coach. His comments were as follows, quote, "It was about production. We knew we've got to be better there, just in mindset and execution. The details of the fundamentals that the guys need. A lot of new faces are going to be in that room. Kind of a fresh start there." So there we go. He said, "That's definitely a position group that generates a lot of our attention," he continues. "Whether it's mine or Ryan Grubb, just the coaching staff in general that works with the offensive line, we've got to help our coaches learn the system quickly, but there's enough continuity, there's enough of us that can help these new guys come in and hit the ground running." So basically insinuates it's about production, and we just wanted to have an entire fresh start there. I mean, you saw all the guys that transferred out, and you brought in 6 transfers in. You've brought in 4 or 5, 4 freshman offensive linemen. I think 4, just off the top of my head. I mean, Chris Booker, Bear Fretwell, 2 other guys, Tyler Doty, and then I'm missing one more. But I think you brought in 4 freshman offensive linemen, and so it's just a bunch of new faces. And why not use that as an opportunity to reset the voice and bring in Adrian Clem?
Yeah, and it's exactly what you'd expect. Cooley was the other.
Thank you.
Offensive lineman.
Malachi Cooley? No.
Bryson
Cooley.
Cooley from Laurel, Mississippi.
Laurel?
4-star.
All right.
22nd best lineman in the class.
We like it. Bryson Cooley. Come on, brother.
But yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you'd expect to hear as far as an answer that, explains without saying too much.
I mean, he didn't totally take a dump on Chris Kapilovich, but he did. It was about production.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, that's all you need to say.
Talking about just how, there's a lot of attention going to be put on it. Thought it was interesting. He named 3 guys at the end of the quote. Michael Carroll. Said he's going to, lead by example. Other guys are going to come along, naming Will Sanders and Jackson Lloyd as guys he think will step up. Can't take too much stock into that, right? It's so early in the offseason, but
right. He's just supporting his guys, supporting
yeah.
the guys that are already here. I do think Michael Carroll is going to step up, and I think he has a leader type quality in him, and I think he has it intrinsically, has an intrinsic hunger for football. You see that on the practice field and how he plays and finishes his reps. I think he needs to compliment William Sanders, not because William is bad and needs a confidence boost, but because there's a high chance that William does win one of these 5 jobs, because I think he's good, and I think his body style kind of fits what you want to do. A very athletic, gritty lineman. I think Will is also a kind of an intrinsic type football player who has it in him, who gives 100% every snap. And so you compliment Will Sanders because there's a high chance that he wins one of these jobs, and you compliment Jackson Lloyd too, because I think there's a pretty decent chance he wins the left tackle position. I think you've got a bunch of left tackles that will challenge for that spot. I think you have a lot of left tackles, a lot of options. We'll say that. I don't know which one, if any of them are going to be all SEC, but I think you have a lot of options at the left tackle position. So you compliment the guys that stayed, the guys that are already here, and 3 guys that you think might have a role next year. I think Michael Carroll definitely, Sanders and Lloyd could be, possibly.
Mm-hmm. I think as far as content and as far as talking about something that'll fill an offseason, offensive line is going to be, man, we're going to play that game a lot. And there's so much to dissect, right? The first time it's like, oh, we got to look at these guys at spring practice. How did you think these guys' reps look? And there's a lot to break down there. And there is so much riding on what this offensive line becomes. So it'll be fun to follow, and it will be fun to see if a second guy is brought in to help Clem, like we discussed earlier in the week.
I still think that's a pretty high possibility. So we'll see how that develops. On the other side of the ball, Kalen DeBoer also had some really complimentary things to say about the defensive line group that was brought in. He was asked about these guys, added 6 returning defensive linemen, 4 transfer portalees, and 5 from the recruiting class. He says, I'm fired up about that group, Kalen DeBoer. I'm fired up about what those guys bring, both the returners and then also the newcomers that come in. I think we got longer. I think we got bigger. I think we got more athletic. I think we got some guys in our program and guys that are coming into it that really care.
Really?
Not about what they could do personally for themselves, but also care about being a great teammate. And so again, captain type caliber players that are coming into the program. I think we've hopefully upgraded. That's my hope. Can't say we've done it because I haven't seen them on the football field as a whole, but I really like the direction that's going. Is that's Midwest North Dakota Kalen DeBoer habanero spicy right there, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Like that's about as much of a distance you'll get out of him, right?
I mean, Midwest nice, thanks for coming, or whatever the phrase is.
Yeah.
You know, we'll see you next time. You know, he's very. I think Kalen DeBoer is a very kind person, very nice man, and very decent. But here we go. Go back to this. I think we have some guys in that program. I think we've got some guys in that in the program. Wow. I think we got more athletic. I think we've got some guys that in the program. Oh, he mistyped this. And guys that are coming into that really care, not about what they could do personally for themselves, but also care about being a great teammate. Do you think that there were guys in the defensive line room last year that didn't care? Didn't care about being dedicated to the team, jumping off sides on 3rd and 5s.
I don't want to play this game. I don't want to go out and make an assumption based
Getting personal fouls.
Pure hypothetically thinking like
getting personal fouls when they didn't need to.
I don't know. It's always a hard one to say because yeah, there was some stuff like that, but there's also good production, and it's hard to go out and say, oh, this guy wasn't a great teammate. This guy wasn't a great. There was okay production.
I think that's more fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's very reasonable to want a group to improve, and obviously DeBoer's never going to go out and say, yeah, these guys, were lacking in the leadership department or anything like that. And
he sort of did.
I don't know how much I want to read.
And so again, captain type caliber people that are coming into the program did. We've hopefully upgraded.
Like,
that's my hope.
Was Tim Keenan not a captain type player? I mean, he was.
I do think Tim Keenan is. I think you need to get into your 3 techniques and into your bandits that are. I think he's talking about people not named Tim Keenan.
Yeah, all right.
I think he's talking about players that entered the transfer portal or exhausted their eligibility, not named Tim Keenan.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that one.
Yeah, I think this is pretty spicy. And I mean, obviously, you wish everybody well at Ohio State, and you wish everybody well at South Carolina and at Notre Dame, and you wish everybody well in the NFL draft. But I think that was a group that was just filled with a lot of potential that didn't yield the production that they gave you did not match the potential that you saw in the room.
Yes, I agree, and part of that's because the potential was just sky high. I mean, right? The potential was it was as high as any unit on the team.
Yeah, LT was supposed to be a first round pick,
right?
He's not in any first round mocks.
There
anymore.
were still speculation at the beginning of the season that Keon Keeley could have finally lived up to the 5-star label this year, right? I mean,
James Smith was supposed to be an ultimate ass kicker, and was really just a great trash talker after games were won.
Mm-hmm. No, there were a lot of left some stuff to be desired.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with the guys that departed, but at least from an intrinsic point of view, I think that I think this staff. I think that's one area that this staff has done a really good job over 2 years of look at the guys that they have brought into the program, not the guys they inherited, but the guys that they have brought into the program. I think largely have been high character, high motor, high team first players, type players. And so we'll see if they did that in the transfer portal with the defensive linemen that they brought in, Devin Tompkins, Caleb Wilson. They brought in Kedrick Bingley-Jones. So three guys right there. I'm missing a couple right now, but that is a-okay. Brought in 3 or 4 transfers and then 3 or 4 freshman defensive linemen as well. I really like what you have in Jeremiah Beeman coming back. I know coming off an ACL, not easy, but I like what you have in him. I like what you have in London Simmons as well. And so we'll see what the defensive line group. Terrence Green, that's the one I missed from Oregon. Yep. So, and I think he's going to be a nice little Tim Keenan replacement, and also give you a little bit of a chess piece, because I think Terrence Green could play beyond just the nose tackle position for Alabama.
Yeah, there's a lot to be excited about there too. And we talked about, I know you're very excited about that. I'm more of a wait and see what they can become, but there's stuff to be excited about on both sides of the trenches, right?
Exactly. Absolutely. So let's keep it moving here. I know you have to get to Spanish class here in just a little bit. So we're going to talk about Hollywood Smothers, and then we'll get into the basketball game on Sunday as Alabama takes on the Florida Gators at noon. This is the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. We appreciate everybody watching us live in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios. You can call the voicemail line. We don't have any in the tank right now, but you can call the voicemail line at 205-462-7340, extension 800. Leave us a voicemail. React to the Royal Rumble on Saturday if you want to do that. React to Alabama's basketball game on Sunday if you want to do that. Let us know your thoughts on these Kalen DeBoer comments. Are they as spicy as maybe it's just because he's so nice and he's so complimentary all the time. Kalen DeBoer, so complimentary, so nice, so neutral. I mean, at worst, he goes neutral. But he let a little bit of slip. I think he let a little bit of slip there with, hopefully we upgraded with guys who care in the defensive line room. So I thought it was pretty interesting. Let's go to the other sets of comments we're going to talk about today, Theo, and it's Hollywood Smothers. Hollywood talking to lots of it. Was it Pete Nakos?
Yeah, it was.
All right, I'm on Pete's article here. On Pete's article, and okay, his comments. Hollywood Smothers' decision to flip from Alabama to Texas during the transfer portal window. At this point in my career, I wanted to put myself in the best position to make it to the NFL and go win a championship, Smothers said. Returning the potential number 1 overall pick at quarterback, and Alabama losing their starter to the draft and a lot of pieces to the NFL or portal in the wide receiver room, Texas just seemed like they had players in place to go on a run, and an offensive-minded coach who knows how to scheme his weapons open in the run and pass game. What separated things for me was Texas's emphasis on going to win it all, feeling like they shouldn't have been counted out last year in the playoffs. Continues. There are plenty of ways that Sark can get me involved with the football. You see the past 3 or 4 years, what he's done with the running backs. 5 of them were drafted, how he uses them out in space, along with all the talented receivers. It's going to be hard for teams to stack the box, especially when you have Arch Manning. So it wasn't about NIL. NIL didn't play a big factor for me, no matter how much the internet factors in. I honestly just want to win, and I feel like we are in the best position to go win it all with the talent and depth at Texas. He does know that Alabama won a college football playoff game last year, correct?
Yeah, but, we don't emphasize winning like Texas does.
Right.
So, no, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. How many national championships has Alabama won since the Vince Young Rose Bowl?
All of them. Yeah. 6 titles.
Because correct me.
6 titles since that was Texas's.
Yeah, that was what.
No, did
correct
Texas
me. Texas didn't win a national championship since Vince Young. Correct?
Did they win one with Colt McCoy at the end of the decade?
Who did Colt McCoy play in that Rose Bowl, Theo?
I think that.
Who did they play in the 2009 Rose Bowl, Theo?
Oh, yeah, huh?
Yeah, young boy sitting across the aisle from me. Yes, Marcel Darius knocked that boy out of the game and pirouetted his way into the end zone with a pick 6.
Nope.
And, if Colt McCoy hadn't gotten hurt. I thought you were running a bit there, and then I realized, no, he's serious. He just forgot.
Yeah, well, I was thinking maybe he had another. Yeah, no, that was just a lapse for me, huh?
It's okay. It's early in the morning. It's early in the morning. You've had a busy week. It's all good. But yeah, Mark Ingram. The Roses in this grand old stadium are once again crimson. Sorry, Texas. How many national championships has that? So that's 6? and played for 3 others, right?
Yeah.
I'm not looking at my stat sheet right here, but I believe it's 6 and played for 3 others. And Texas, how many national championship games you've been in since then? I mean, you made it to the college football playoff where who beat Texas in that semifinal? Wasn't that Kalen DeBoer?
The coach that doesn't know, the coach that can't compare to Sark, right?
My memory's a little fuzzy. It's Friday morning. It's been a lot of sugar, I had good dinner last night. It was Kalen DeBoer in Washington beating Texas, right?
It was.
And obviously Alabama falling to Michigan in the Rose Bowl. And then Kalen DeBoer couldn't quite get it done right there. But I don't know, Hollywood Smothers. I don't know. I mean, yes, Sark is a great offensive coach. He is. And I don't really want to come from a position that Steve Sarkisian is a bad coach and that Texas is a bad program. Anybody who's watched this program for more than 5 minutes knows that anytime Texas is up to be picked in a game, I'm probably picking Texas just because I love the logo. I love the pageantry. I just like it a lot. But let's just be honest here. You chose Alabama, and a couple days later or a day or two later, your agent said, "Hey, man, have you signed that paperwork? Because Texas is calling. They're offering X, Y, and Z." And yes, Texas did lose a lot in the transfer portal in the running back room. They had a couple of running backs transfer out. And yes, they're going to have Arch Manning. And buddy, I'm with you on that answer. Cam Coleman, I'm with you on that answer. I'm going to go play with Arch Manning. I'm going to go play with the highest profile quarterback that I can. I'm going to be on national TV every single week. I'm with you there. Like, that makes sense to me. But just say, well, I mean, it's legal. NIL is legal. You're not having to hide anything. Well, I really just wanted to play on a big stage. Alabama offered me that. But then Texas, they also have a big stage, and they offer me more money. And playing with Arch is a great chance to play with Arch, a great chance. Sarky, like, from a football side of things, a lot of things track right there.
Especially the running back trying to get to the NFL thing. You more than okay to criticize Alabama's running back production and the fact that, these guys have not been good positions to get drafted in the NFL lately, and you can look at all that stuff and have valid points.
Well, that's what he should have said is, Alabama's offensive line was pretty unstable last year. I mean, so much rotation. I don't really know. They just got the offensive line room doesn't really look like the old Alabama offensive line room. In Texas, obviously, they've got the Pancake Factory paying their NIL for the offensive linemen a lot of money. Yeah, I just felt better, more comfortable about my production there.
Be hard to complain about that answer, right? I mean, that would be and he kind of alluded to it, but no, then circling right back to, I just wanted to win, man. Come on.
Texas, the team that was left out of the playoffs, rightfully or wrongfully, whatever your position is fine. I'm not going to argue with you.
3 games and didn't play for a conference, like wrongfully. Yeah, I mean, rightfully left out. Yeah.
So Hollywood Smothers, great job, buddy. You, I don't know. I'm not mad at the comments, but I just wish that they would be more genuine. I mean, like to me, someone who's genuine, that's my favorite person. If you're mad at me and you want to yell at my face, that's fine. I love it. Don't be mad at me and give me well, bless your heart. I hope your day goes so good. Snark, like that sort of snark. Oh, well, I didn't go there for NIL. I went there for other reasons. Well, I mean, it's fine. Those other reasons are valid. It's fine. They got a good offense. They got Arch Manning. He's a good-looking young man, going to be the number 1 overall pick. They got Cam Coleman on the outside. You're right. They're going to be playing too high a lot against Cam Coleman and Arch Manning. But you can also, NIL didn't play a huge factor. Well, they did offer you a lot more, significantly more money.
Yes.
And that's okay. NIL's legal. It's okay. You don't have to hide it. They're not giving it to you in McDonald's bags like Jeremy Pruitt. Okay. You got any other thoughts on Hollywood?
No,
or is it just me fired up about it? I don't like the somebody who's not authentic.
Yeah, but you can never expect these athletes to actually be all that authentic, in an interview like this.
Because they're all fake.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like going to press conferences. I go to press conferences because it's part of my job, and don't hear me complain because that's not a complaint. But every time I'm in a press conference, I think, what am I going to ask that they're actually going to answer? And sometimes I do okay, and sometimes I absolutely fail. But that's my bit. That's how I approach every press conference. What can I ask that they're actually going to answer?
is a challenge sometimes.
Yeah, so we'll see. We got a press conference at 12:15. Alabama basketball. Nate Oates and company. Nate Oates, is everybody on your team healthy? Oh yeah, everybody's healthy. We're expecting everybody practiced yesterday, so we're gonna travel today, and we'll see how the guys wake up tomorrow morning. If everybody feels good as they did today, then everybody's gonna be available. And then you're going to get to the injury report tonight at 7 p.m. It's at 7:10 p.m. on BamaCentral.com, and 4 people are going to be listed as questionable, doubtful, or out.
Someone will get hurt on the trip over there.
Oh, my gosh.
Seatbelt wasn't on, and
Billy basketball player jammed his finger on the seatbelt, on the airplane seatbelt. Ugh.
It's a joke.
Yes. Drives me nuts.
Yes.
Drives me nuts. But we will have a press conference at 12:15, and we'll hear if the team is healthy or not. Obviously, outside of Collins, Davion, and Keaton Bristow. So we'll find out if the team is healthy going down to Gainesville this weekend to take on the Florida Gators. Before we talk about the basketball game, we want to remind you the program is brought to you by Purple Turtle Roofing. At Purple Turtle Roofing, we're not just another contractor. We're your neighbor and your advocate when it comes to protecting your home or business. With years of hands-on experience, top-tier certification, and a commitment to excellence, we've built a reputation as Alabama's go-to roofing solution. We specialize in residential roofing, commercial roofing, emergency storm repairs, full-on roof replacements, insurance claim support, and more. Call them at 877-PT-ROOF-5. That's 877-787-6635 for your free roof inspection today. They'll come out, check out your roof, make sure that all your shingles are looking right. If you got a metal roof, make sure that all your screws are screwed in nice and tight. There's no gaps in your roof. There's no bowing in your roof, no sways, no cracks in your roof, so that you don't have any moisture coming into your home. That's not what you need right there. So they'll come out, check out your roof for free, make sure that your roof is good to go, give you the peace of mind that you deserve. And if your roof does have problems, they'll work with your insurance company so you're not spending an arm and a leg on a new roof. Your home does need a new roof. So you call them today at 877-787-6635. All right, Theo, let's flip it over to the hardwood where Alabama is taking on the Florida Gators, the Crimson Tide, number 17 in Ken Palm this season. They're floating around that 14, 19, 13. They're right now at 17. Alabama with the number 3 overall offensive efficiency in the country. Alabama with the number 58. Moving on up to the east side, 58 in the defensive efficiency ratings. And so that's improvement on that side. The offense has held strong in the top 5 all year and has been mostly 3 all season long. But defense has gone from mid-30s to mid-40s to mid-50s to mid-60s, almost into the 70s, and now has started to climb back up with the addition of Charles Bediako. Bediako has helped the team get back into the top 60, so you're 58 in defense. Florida this weekend, you're going down to Gainesville. Florida is number 8 in the Ken Palm, is number 17 in offensive efficiency, but big challenge, number 8 in defensive efficiency. And Florida plays a lot of bigs, and so it's going to be a huge challenge at noon. Florida coming off of a 95-48 victory over South Carolina, and obviously South Carolina is atrocious. They're horrible. But they lost their last home game. The Florida Gators lost their last home game to the Auburn Tigers, 76-67. Stephen Pearl beating his chest over that in the press conference. Getting excited, giving all the War Eagles, and actually feeling like he's an SEC coach for once. So Florida is 1 loss. It's 2 losses in the conference. They also lost the conference opener to Missouri, who Alabama just drummed. So going to be an interesting game. Ken Palm has Alabama losing 89-82. Just before we look at the whole roster and how it comes up for Florida, how do you feel initially about this game? Alabama close, Florida by a lot, or it's going to be something else?
Well, I've been very negative on the basketball team,
rightfully so. You're not wrong.
I think that Alabama should be able to hang in this game against a Florida team that, look, this Florida team is really, really hard to figure out. I mean, just like looking through their results, I mean, they lost a game to TCU. They have had some really rough performances, but then they've also just had some, Arizona, UConn, and Duke. They lost those 3 games against 3 of the top 4 teams in the country by a combined 11 points. Like, you went right down to the wire. with all three of those teams, and then you go out and you just lose to Missouri. It doesn't really add up. So this Florida team, I believe, is one of the 5 best teams in the country, regardless of what the results have looked like. I mean, this is the best team money can buy right here, and I'm not exaggerating. It is the most expensive college basketball team of all time. Like, I am very, very high on this Florida team. I do think that they will be playing in the Final Four this year. I've not wavered in my just confidence about this unit at all. But I think Alabama, I think they can compete. I think it'll be the kind of game where you're in it for a while and then just kind of similar. I think it kind of follows the trajectory of that Gonzaga game from earlier in the year, where you just have a stretch down the end of the game and probably lose by a pretty uncompetitive 12. But I mean, going into Gainesville and playing with this Florida team is just such a tall task. And I think Florida now is going to start their run of just being a pretty unstoppable basketball team.
So you can't. So you don't think Alabama can go down there and steal one? Keep take it 2 losses in a row at home.
Look, they can. We know this Alabama team can play with anyone, and we know this Florida team is capable of bad loss. And not that Alabama would be a bad loss, but they're capable of delivering less than satisfactory performances. I do not think that'll happen on Sunday, though.
No, I have a pretty negative feeling about the game on Saturday as well. You look at their roster and you look at their lineups, and it is just 6'9", 6'11", 6'10", 7'1". Very, very, very long basketball team, and a long basketball team that can shoot as well. So stretching you out on the offensive end, and yeah, they're only at 18 overall in the offensive efficiency, but top 10 in defense. Micah Handlockton, Ruben Chinilu, Alex Condon, and Thomas Hall. That quad, that group of 4, I think is extremely difficult to handle. Most of them are they're all upperclassmen. Most of them are juniors. Handlockton is a senior. You don't even get the 7'10" guy who really into any games.
Olivier Rue is not a basketball player.
Yeah, he's not really playable.
He's a publicity stuff.
So, but Handlockton, Ruben Chinilu, Thomas Hall, and Alex Condon are an absolute unit as kind of a group of 4. Xavier Lee coming in from Princeton has been up and down, but I think is finding his stride with Florida. Didn't have a very good night against Auburn. Only 1 assist, I believe, against Auburn. 9 assists this past game against South Carolina, and so not really been a huge scorer. 6 points against South Carolina, 7 against Auburn, 7 against LSU. Yeah, he put in 20 against Vanderbilt, but 4 against Oklahoma, 10 for Tennessee. He's much more of a distributor, and so you're going to have to, I think, put a lot of ball pressure on him. See if you can kind of rattle him. Maybe LeBaron can get up in his grill and guard him a little bit. We've seen LeBaron be a little bit of a pickpocket. Keep the ball from getting inside, because I think once the ball is inside, it's going to be pretty much over. I'm not even with Charles Bediako. I'm not really confident in the Alabama front court's ability to defend in the post. To defend in the post. And so I think that you're going to be kind of overmatched in this game.
Yeah, Xavier he's going to be a tough one to you don't know what you're going to get out of him, right? Because he had that crazy game against Vanderbilt, which was probably mostly just because of the 99 jersey. That got it done. And he's just been such a big figure in college basketball for so long, right? Like, we've been hearing about him forever. Gator fans have not been happy with his early performances. He's had some just really, really rough shooting nights, but he's pieced it together at times, and he can make teams pay a lot. And then you put him next to Boogie Fland, who he does what he needs to, right? Like, he's a little inefficient at times, but just a good enough guard where he's going to put pressure on you. And man, Thomas Houck is so good. Alex Condon is so good. And then, hey, this is the kind of matchup that Bediako returned for, right? Going against Chinielu, averaging 12 and 11. Like, that is going to be a great, if you love old-fashioned center matchups, you're in for a treat on Sunday, because these two guys should just be going toe-to-toe. And I do worry a little bit about Bediako maybe not being able to hang. Like, it's the kind of matchup that you should absolutely be able to handle. But Ruben Chinyelu is a prime G League center, right? Like he is at that level. It'll be a really fun matchup. And
Hamilton's no joke either.
Yeah, man, I'm just happy that he's out on the court and playing.
I was again. There. I was there when he broke his leg in the SEC tournament.
I mean, he averages six rebounds a game, right, in 15 minutes. This Florida team has size. They can rebound. Alex Condon is a phenomenal, just getting presence in the paint as well, averaging 8 a night. Like Alabama could have one of its worst rebounding performances of the year.
Yeah, I agree. And they shoot Irvin Klopp shot 37% from the 3-point line. I believe he tore up Alabama in one of the recent matchups. You've lost 4 in a row? Is that what we figured out earlier in the week? 4 in a row to Florida.
That sounds right.
I think that's
the last win was 2024 at home.
Yeah, I think that's what we did about 3 days ago. Alabama, Florida basketball.
It might have just been 3.
Let's see. No, it is 4.
It is 4.
Once in Gainesville, once in Tuscaloosa, and twice in Nashville. Losing basically, 18 points, losing by, that's by 14 points, losing by 5 here at home. That was a close one. And then getting absolutely drummed 22 points in the last matchup in Nashville last March. Eliminating Alabama. So not so good. Alabama 4-6 over the last 10 matchups against Florida. It's 49-43 overall. So it still has the series lead.
That's surprising to me. That's really surprising, actually. I mean, Florida was not a very big basketball program pre-Billy Donovan, which I guess we forget sometimes. But
Alabama's like the second lead. Is like one of the leading winningest teams in the SEC history. Yeah. Obviously behind Kentucky, but.
Shout out Wim.
Yeah, exactly.
This will be. I want this to be a fun game.
I do too, but I don't think it will be.
We'll see. And I mean, look, I'm gonna stay pretty negative on this team until they give me reason not to. Like, I think I've made my take on this team pretty clear over the last week, and I'm still standing by the fact that a game against Missouri does not really move the needle all that much for me.
Yeah, so we'll get out of here with our prediction. I think that Alabama, Kim Palm says 89-82. I think that's pretty generous to Alabama.
I agree.
I think that Kim Palm, let me look at there.
And not that you're happy with, as you look that up, not that you're happy with a loss, but 89-82 loss is not a bad loss at all to this Gators team.
All right, they're in the 90s for a lot of these games. And Alabama's defense has been pretty bad. I know it's at 50. I know it's getting better, but I will say, 91. I like 70. I like 91-79 Florida.
91-79. I think this game could get even more out of hand as far as just the pure numbers go.
So I've got it at 12.
I was saying just the total points, right? Like I was saying as far as like, let me go. Florida 98. Alabama 85.
Woo!
I think we could really get up there.
Well, we will watch it Sunday at noon, and we'll be covering it for BamaCentral.com. You can follow myself at JoeGaither6, Katie Wyndham at Katie Wyndham _, Hunter Decipher, all in one word on the Twitter machine, and Theo Fernandez at Theo Fernandez _. We're going to have a big weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll get into, is baseball starting next week? Do we need to get into some baseball?
2 weeks.
All right, we got to get in.
Pitch against Washington State.
We'll get into some baseball here pretty soon. We'll get into some softball as well pretty soon. We haven't had Katie on in quite some time, so we'll reach out to her in just a little bit. So make sure you subscribe to her podcast, Crimson Flame. I know she's keeping up with all things women's athletics right there. As we get out of here for the day, I'm just going to put a big beacon out. Did someone send me some sunglasses? I went to the mailbox the other day, and some brand new sunglasses were in the mailbox, and I have no idea where they came from. So if you sent me some sunglasses, I am wearing them on the picture right now, so you can match it up. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, it's 4430. You can match it up on the YouTube to see these brand new sunglasses. I like them. I appreciate them. I'm thankful for whoever sent them, but I have no idea where they came from. So I thank you. And please reveal yourself. Theo, you sure this wasn't you?
I would love to take credit for it, but no, that was not me. Those are
They match the spirit of the show.
Match the spirit of the show. It's just not something that would dawn on me to buy. I wish I had that kind of fashion sense.
Yeah, so we're going to get out of here and enjoy our weekend. Theo is going to get to class, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So thank you guys for watching on the Bama Central YouTube channel, the Bama Central Facebook page. Thanks for listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify. Call Derek Daniel for all of your insurance needs at 205-758-3391. Call Purple Turtle Roofing for all of your roofing needs. It's going to be another cold weekend. Stay warm. Call them 877-787-6635 for your free roof inspection today. We will talk to you on Monday. Win, lose, or draw on Monday right here on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com.
Thanks for joining us on today's edition of the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Keep up with Joe on all his social media pages at Joe Gaither6. Subscribe, rate, and review the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and be sure to read us daily at BamaCentral.com.